Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Shri Sadguru Paramatmane Namaha. Sarva Maharshibhyo Namaha. The Lord explains the threefold Tyaga, Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic, and first explains the Tamasic. 7th Shloka. Niyatasya tu sanyasaha karmano nopapadyate mohattasya parityagaha tamasaha parikirtitaha. Substance. Verily, the renunciation of obligatory action prescribed by the Shastras is not proper. The abandoning of the same from delusion is declared to be tamasic. Renunciation. Commentary. The duties of man prescribed by the Shastras are intended for the uplift and welfare of mankind in their moral and spiritual life. So, they should not be abandoned. To renounce them by delusion is wrong. When the mind of the jiva is overcast by the clouds of ignorance, such thoughts like abandoning shastric injunctions come to him. The Lord has already declared that the Shastras are the authority about what ought to be done and what ought not to be done. 17th chapter, 28th sloka. Whatever may be the cause, ignorance, negligence, or luxurious laziness, abandoning the obligatory acts of the Shastras is tamasic tyaga. It is to be noted that formerly, when the Lord has explained the threefold yajna, dana, etc., he followed the order sattva, rajas, and tamas. But here the order is reversed, and tamasic tyaga is first mentioned. The idea evidently is that the Lord wants first to condemn tamasic and rajasic tyaga before he comes to the sattvic type of the most worthy to be followed. Question. What is the nature of tamasic tyaga? Answer. It proceeds from delusion, which causes the abandoning of the obligatory action by ignorance. Question. Why do people abandon niyata karma? Answer. Out of ignorance. Moha. The question. What type of men are they who abandon obligatory duties? Answer. They are deluded and ignorant men. Rajasic tyaga is explained. Dukamityeva yat karma kaya klesha bhayatyajet sakrutva rajasam tyagam naiva tyaga phalam labhet. Substance. He who abandons obligatory duties from fear of bodily discomfort as painful to the body, thus does tamasic renunciation and obtains not the fruit of renunciation. Commentary. If the tamasic tyaga abandons action by ignorance, the tamasic tyagi does so from fear of bodily discomfort. He is lazy and the dullness of the body overpowers him, preventing him from doing the practices. It is true that action which is ultimately beneficial is at first difficult to follow. So the man of weak willpower neglects it from sheer fear of bodily pain. He renounces them as useless and beyond his power to practice. For example, to get up at the auspicious time at Brahma Muhurta 4 am, taking a bath in cold water in the river or from a well, practicing the vow of celibacy, and such other methods may appear difficult in the beginning. But in the long run, they yield the highest reward of joy and happiness, health and strength. The Rajasic Tyagi is foregoing a great good for a slight cause. Such is the power of the flesh over the spirit. We find that every great man in any field has mastered the body and made it a simple instrument for useful work. To abandon obligatory duties on account of bodily pain is nothing short of sacrificing the spirit for the sake of the body. The teacher of the Gita declares that Rajasic Tyagi does not obtain the merit of renunciation by such abandonment of action. Question. What is the nature of Rajasic Tyaga? Answer. Abandoning obligatory duties because they are painful to the body is Rajasic Tyaga. Question. What does Rajasic Tyagi get the Does the Rajasic Tyagi get the merit of renunciation? Answer. No. He does not obtain the merit of renunciation because it is not renunciation in the true spirit. Satvik Tyaga is now explained. Ninth Shloka. Karyamityeva mayatkarma niyatam kriyate arjuna sangam tyakva phalam cheva satyagaha satviko mataha. Substance. This ought to be done as prescribed by the Shastras. Thus, knowing whatsoever work is done without attachment and desire for fruit, that renunciation is regarded as sattvic. Commentary. From this verse, one should clearly understand that renunciation of attachment and desire for fruit is sattvic renunciation and not certainly the abandoning of obligatory duties. The word kuryam is used to show that prescribed shastric duties ought to be performed. The ignorant man neglects them from delusion, and the Rajasic man abandons them from fear of bodily pain. The Sattvic man understands the real value of the duties prescribed in the Shastras and performs them in spite of bodily discomfort, without a sense of doership, without attachment for their rewards. This type of renunciation is true Tyaga, and by such Tyaga, man attains purity and liberation. Question. What is the nature of Sattvic Tyaga? Answer. Knowing that certain duties are prescribed by the Shastras, to perform them without attachment and desire for fruits is Sattvic renunciation. The Sattvic Tyagi is indifferent to the painful and pleasurable nature of karma. 10th Shloka. न द्वेष्ट्य कुशलं कर्म कुशलेनानुषज्यते त्यागी सत्त्वसमाविष्टो मेधावी छिन्न संशयः. Substance. The Sattvic Tyagi, possessing purity, intelligent, and with all doubts out asunder, does not hate any disagreeable work, nor is he attached to an agreeable one. Commentary. The preponderance of sattva, purity in man, lifts him above the pairs of opposites, attachment and aversion. He is equal minded towards all action. He does not abandon an action because it is painful, or does he immerse himself in action because it is pleasing and agreeable to him. When it is said that he has no aversion to desireful or painful actions, it does not mean that he loves them. He is just indifferent to them like the Jivan Mukta and carries the prescribed duties without any attachment for their fruits. He has no sense of doership and he is not contaminated by them. What is the nature of the Sattvic Tyagi? Answer. He possesses perfect purity. He is intelligent. He is free from all doubts. He performs all actions, both Sakama and Nishkama, without being attached to them in any way. He has no aversion or attachment to the one or the other. He alone is called a Tyagi who renounces the fruit of work. 11th Shloka. Nahi deha bhrutha shakyam tyaktum karmanyasheshatah yastu karmaphala-tyagi satyagitya vidiyate. Substance. Indeed, it is not possible for the embodied being to give up all actions completely. He who renounces the desire for the fruits of action is called the true Tyagi, renouncer. Commentary. The embodied being has to perform action if only for the maintenance of the body. It is impossible for anyone to renounce action altogether. Therefore, working without concern for any reward flowing from it is the best method of life. He is not bound by action. He alone is called the real Tyagi. We understand clearly that Tyaga definitely means the renunciation of the fruits of action and not the actions. There should not be any sense of doership. There should not be any secret longing to enjoy the fruits of action. No one can be a Tyagi by simply giving up work, nor can he obtain the merit of renunciation, performing all works and yet unconcerned with the fruits. This is the characteristic feature of the true Tyagi. Abandoning external objects is not Tyaga. The abandoning of the mental attitude, the internal thought of enjoyment, is the sine qua non of true Tyaga. Therefore, the Lord's command is to carry out all prescribed duties in a selfless, detached spirit. Question: is it possible to abandon acts altogether? Answer: it is not possible for embodied being. Question: who is a Tyagi? Answer: he who renounces the longing of the fruits of action is called a Tyagi, and not he who abandons action.